Welcome to Judge Silverback's court. Today's case, Hoofprints, a lawn, and a delivery gone wrong.
This unemployment hearing concerns a workplace issue. Did the claimant commit misconduct or quit without good cause? It has been determined and both parties have agreed that the separation was the result of a discharge. Let's begin. Explain to me what happened, Mr. Bruno.
The claimant was delivering packages for our company. During the delivery, the customer's property was damaged.
What exactly was damaged?
The customer's lawn, Your Honor. We received a repair bill.
Joey, retrieve the document. Thank you, Joey. Miss Blanco, can you tell me what happened?
There was no other place to walk. My legs are heavy and obviously I have 4 of them. The customer's house was located in the country with a long driveway. In situations like this, there's an exception to policy about walking onto a customer's property.
What is the exception?
That we can go onto the customer's property out of necessity. I could either not drop off the packages or skip the delivery altogether and return to the warehouse and risk being disciplined for failing to make the delivery or make the delivery. I made an executive decision.
Is what Miss Blanca says true? Can your employee make an executive decision?
Yes, technically, but she should have called in and told us about her dilemma.
Well, sir, you just told us that she can make an executive decision. But on the other hand, you're saying she should have called in and notified you of her dilemma. Which is it? You can't have it both ways, can you?
Well, I think she should have called in to let us know about the situation.
Has Miss Blanca been warned in the past for going onto a customer's property before?
About 6 months ago for the very same thing.
Is this true, Miss Blanca?
Yes, I have been warned before, but that was for a completely different situation. I was on my route a few months back and I wasn't feeling well. I was in an area where I had no reception to call in. I knocked on a resident's door, not a customer's property, for help. And they said my hoofs damaged their front porch.
Okay, I've heard enough to make a decision. I am finding in favor of Miss Blanca. The employer has failed to meet their burden of proof. The claimant's actions do not rise to the level of misconduct as defined by unemployment laws in this state. Miss Blanca, if you are still unemployed and able to work, continue claiming your benefits. As for you, sir, you are entitled to file an appeal if you do not agree with my decision. Have a nice day, everyone.
And if you didn't believe this hearing was real, here's the actual claimant telling their story.
Hello, I'm the driver depicted in this episode. When I was delivering a package for a company, I had to make a decision regarding the safety of myself and other vehicles. Since I was delivering on a highway that had a 45-mile-per-hour speed limit, it was 2 lanes, I had to park in the driveway, and I was unable to back out of the driveway due to the amount of traffic. So I had to decide to make a turnaround in a field behind the house that was shared by other houses. Unfortunately, I did get stuck, but my employer decided to try to fight my unemployment, even though they did have a stipulation that made an exception for using driveways in case of an emergency like a safety issue, which I had faced. Anyway, that's a true story, and That just goes to show you have to be careful with employers, because sometimes they will do underhanded things like that.
Stay tuned for the next episode on YouTube of Judge Silverback's Court. If you wish to share your story or interested in sponsoring an episode, you can reach us at ableunemployment@gmail.com. All hearings are based on various unemployment hearings around the country. However, all characters are fictional and any similarity or likeness is purely coincidental. Results may vary depending on the state you're in. Judge Silverback's Court is not intended to give legal advice. If you need help with an unemployment issue or appeal, always consult an attorney or legal aid for your particular situation.